How to forge your spirit. I've learned a little about this from some general life lessons and from Hardship. This is an idea that not a lot of people, I think, really use anymore, but it's almost an Eastern idea that you can actually strengthen your spirit so that you can take on more challenges and stand up to things when they get hard or bad, meaning evil is challenging you. So it's a kind of like woo woo thing to say, but there's this old idea in Japan, right, or in certain parts of the East, that if you can face struggle, you can try to master your emotions in the moment and make yourself more resilient and at peace and have, a more easy mind. I learned this through Japanese martial arts. They have this idea of no mind or no, emotion, kind of. When I was young, I had challenges, right? And I had, sometimes when I had to deal with people who wanted to hurt me physically. And when this happened, I recognized my physical weaknesses along with my emotional weaknesses. In this life, when you get attacked, you can cower and you can do things that would embarrass yourself. You can end up, really hurting your own soul when you surrender to evil. It's not good. Many times in history, there have been people who have had tyrants that rule over them. Look at the Chinese, Mao Zedong. Millions and millions and millions of people were, taken off this earth by one man and his leadership that harmed a lot of people. And many others, Pol Pot's, Stalin. It's sad, right? Now, those are extremes. It can happen in a day to day. There can be, people who try to lord over you. I see this as a test. I see this as a way not to compromise your soul. And, a lot of it, you have to learn how to say no, how to stick to your principles and your morals, the ideas that are higher. Now, one of the ways that I found to do this was to practice conflict. This sounds almost not in alignment with a lot of other spiritual teachings or whatever. But what I learned is if you can handle conflict where your, lower mind is going through a fight or flight scenario, but keep it calm, stay focused, stay sharp, and even elevate yourself through this, you can give yourself an internal strength that will allow you to calm your emotions. It will allow you to be able to make the right decisions under pressure. It's very powerful. It's very powerful. Our real struggle in life is not the physical world. It's our inner world, in our mind. Now, this sounds different than a lot of, let's say, science would talk about. They talk about survival of the fittest, animals fighting for resources and all this stuff. But what it really comes down to is your inner, self-image, like kind of the Jungians talk about your inner child and all this other stuff, and your shadow and all these other things. But what it comes down to is, can you stay true to yourself, to God, to higher ideas under stress? Not everyone can do this, but I think it is a necessary practice, right? You can do the surrender, the idea of just letting things happen, right? Just letting things be and not have an ego about it. Look, there's times in life where you have to stand up. You have to resist. It's not about you. It's not about your ego. It's about your environment. It's about others. It's about doing what's right for your species and for the forces of good, right? If you don't have this internal fortitude, things are going to fall apart. It's something that I think is very valuable. When you can stand up against another man or another person in combat, and you can control your emotions in that intense scenario, then you will be able, in your day-to-day, whenever you have temptations to do something, control yourself much more. Maybe it's not for everyone, but it's something I would encourage or suggest for a lot of people to try out. The other ways you can do this is even more simpler. There's a more fundamental ways, and it's something like if you can do endurance sports, such as running, and when you run, you have these ideas of giving up or slowing down or stopping. But if you can tell yourself to keep going and pushing through it, you can do something for yourself where you feel as if you are enough, right? Because you push through it. Hardship, it hardens your spirit in a good way. Just a thought for the day. Have a good one. Bye.